here's what I want you to write down. Big part of your credit score equals the number of cards, the type of credit cards, and the balance on those cards. Okay? Once again, the number of credit cards, type of credit cards, and the balance of the cards. Okay? So let's start with the first factor, the number of credit cards. In my program, you will learn why every person above 18 years old, assuming, I say, that they can manage their finances, you need 3 to 5 credit cards. You absolutely need 3 to 5 credit cards. If you have a 18-year-old senior in high school, the best thing you could do is give them this program and show them what they need to do. You will give them such a leg up in the world. Because here's what's going to happen. I can tell you that 18-year-old senior, when they go to college and they're walking around the college campus and they see, hey, get a free T-shirt and apply for a Chase credit card, let me tell you, that's not what you want them to do. So teach them this up front. So every person above 18 years old, just assuming they can manage their finances, you need 3 to 5 credit cards. So I want you to have a total of 3 credit cards that you've opened after your credit meltdown, okay? So, or 3 credit cards that are in good standing that you keep open. 3, that's the magic number, 3, okay? Not 6, not 2, not 1, 3, okay? Now, if you haven't had a credit meltdown, then I just want to make sure you never open more than 5, okay? And it's just impossible to give you all the details right now, but in a nutshell, it's 3 after meltdown. And the reason why I only want you to have 3 is because when your credit goes up to 720, I'm going to transition you out of these rates, these credit cards with high interest rates, into credit cards with good interest rates, okay? So, at any rate, I just want to make it very, very clear, and forgive me if I'm repeating myself. If you have had a financial meltdown, you have 3 credit cards that are either brand new or in good standing after the meltdown. If you haven't had a financial meltdown, never have more than 5 credit cards. Okay, so if you need to open new credit cards, make sure you pay attention to this because this is really, really important. If you have only 1 credit card or 2 and you need to open more, remember a big part of this is, remember the equation. The one I asked you to write down just a few minutes ago. Let me see, it's here. Oh, this one right here. Number of credit cards plus the type of credit to the balanced credit cards. Okay, the type is so important. So I don't want you to go out and get carded until you understand this. And listen, help me closely here. Okay, in our program, you will learn that certain credit cards help your credit score, and certain credit cards hurt your credit score. In 7-Step 720 credit score, we go into this much detail. But briefly, I just want to touch us through this slide, okay? Certain major credit card companies make it a habit of reporting limits incorrectly and not reporting information to the bureaus. So let's just say you have a $2,000 limit. Well, these credit card companies may report $500 or $0 or whatever they report. So, for example, let's just describe if they report $0, right? If you have a $2,000 credit card and it reports $0 limit, if you carry one of these cards, your score is not going to improve because if you have $1 charged on that credit card, it looks like you're maxed out. Think about that. If you have $1 charge on a credit card, it looks like you're maxed out. Now, here's the $1 million question. How often do you think this happens? How often do you think that your credit cards do this? Well, according to a Federal Reserve study, hope you're sitting down, it happens 46% of the time, according to a Federal Reserve Board study. Okay, so that means if you have 4 credit cards in your wallet right now, chances are 2 of them are not reporting the proper information. If you have 2 credit cards in your wallet, chances are 1 of them is not. This is why I can jump people's credit. I mean, people come to me with a 620 credit score. I've seen people get 100-point jumps in 30 days because this one issue. Okay? Frankly, this is what gets me peeved about this whole system. Okay, this is what makes me think it's a complete scam because the government regulates everything, right? I mean, you're regulating this and you're regulating this and you're regulating this. Can't you regulate the credit card companies and the banks? By the way, we bailed you out, to report the proper information to the bureaus? I mean, sure, you may have gotten over your head, but the banks and the lenders, even the government, had like, I mean, they could fix this instantly. So anyways, I mean, this is where I get a little frustrated. I mean, you know, how can we ever win here? So if you sign up for a credit card that doesn't report the proper limit, your score is going to drop. And your credit card companies are never going to tell you this, okay? And what's worse, if you call the credit card company and ask them why, they will say something effective, oh, it's not our policy, or the credit card you have does not apply for this, okay? Just remember my formula, okay? Big part of your credit score. The number of cards, the type of cards, and the balance of the cards, okay? So with the big part of your score being the balance, they look at this from a percentage perspective, okay? And this is obviously, we're talking about the third part of the formula, balance of your cards. If credit card companies are misreporting your limit, which we just shared with you, your balance to limit ratio is going to be out of whack. And this is when scores drop like crazy, okay? And there's really, really simple things you can do to fix this. I mean, you just got to get your credit limits reported. We talk about that in our program. You get the right credit cards to make sure they're reporting. We talk about that in our program. But the bottom line is, when it comes to number of credit cards, you need 3, at the very most 5. When it comes to type of credit card, you must have credit cards to report the proper limit and to the bureaus, because many of them don't. And when it comes to balances, you know, we want to make sure that your balances are not out of whack. I mean, ideally, you want to keep under 30%, which we'll review later on.